offense really did a pretty good job of keeping them out of the end zone, for the most part. I thought they fought their tails off, and you put them in a situation like this, going, that's a lot more plays than we'd run all spring long, and they held that. I thought they held that off pretty well. So I thought it was a successful spring, and I'm looking forward to the fall.
I would have told you this is what you would have seen 15 practices ago. Would you be pretty happy with that?
Yeah, I'd been happy we continued to progress, yes. And I'm going to tell you, I'd like to see some things be better, and I did, and there's still some more that needs to get better. But that offensive line group is coming along. There were a couple sacks that, a couple of them maybe the protection could have helped, but the quarterback could have got rid of the ball and just got unloaded the thing too. So, yeah, I'm happy with the progress we've made.
Coach, you're a defensive background overall. Pretty happy with your defense's progression over the spring. That's pretty good stuff.
Well, I think we gained a lot of ground on defense this spring, yes. And what I see, and I think what you probably saw tonight in a culmination of things, was the defense that's gained confidence. You're seeing a swagger in the way that they're carrying themselves, the way that they're playing. And so I'm very happy about that. And it's on schedule, too. I mean, this is the time where those guys, they've got some game experience now. We've got some older guys finally on defense. And we ought to be in that scenario where we're performing better. So I think that's a great positive. And I do like the growth that's being made there. I think, you see what happens. We've got more depth finally and some competition in that secondary and at linebacker. And, I think that's helping us.
Coach, it seemed like the players and coaches alike, there's a lot of barking out there. Is that kind of just a product of you want these guys and the coaches alike to come out with the same intensity as in the spring as you do in the fall?
Well, I'd hope that every time we walk in between these lines, there better be an intensity of some sort that sets off on you. You know what I'm saying? And I thought they stepped it up pretty good for, you get through, you've been banging on each other all spring long, but they're closing things out. I thought that kept going. But, one thing that this football team had better always possess is an intensity and a fire in the way that we play. And, for a spring game, it wasn't too bad. But I think you'll see a little extra juice on September 2nd when we get to play for real.
Did you see that, though? I mean, obviously coming off a successful season, were you happy with the intensity? Did you see the guys really wanting to go after it and not being complacent with what they accomplished last year?
That's one of the great parts of growth I think that we do have. There was a better intensity in the weight room and in the conditioning in the offseason that carried into the spring. We weren't barking about having to compete and pushing them to teach them how to compete. They were doing that. They're competing at a higher level. The challenge to them right now, don't just settle to be good. Be the best that you can be. Let that be what drives you. And I do think that we have gained ground there. There's a confidence, a swagger that is developing there, an expectation of success, and then we've got to go make that back itself up.
And again, just how important is the work from now until fall opens up? Last year it meant a lot to you guys, and just continuing that over the summer, which I know you can't have any hands-on stuff, but the work these guys put in.
Well, we after tonight we start a new countdown clock, and that one goes to when they show up, and we get to officially report for camp on August the 4th. And the work that takes place between now and then is in my opinion, is monumental, as you kind of alluded to. Number one, finish this semester strong, take care of your grades and those things. Month of May, hey, we've been going at it. These guys have been going at it since last June. And the beautiful thing about being a bowl team, that's a short break that takes place at the winter time. These guys need to get rejuvenated a little bit. That's what they get to do as soon as they're done with classes in May. And then in the beginning of June, they'll all elect to come back here and get in that weight room and get out there throwing pass Kelly and those things together like they did last summer. We can continue to come together. The work we get done between now and August the 4th then enables us to start a new countdown clock at the beginning of August, that's going to go up to September 2nd when we play that first ball game. So we're ready to embark upon a new season immediately. Well, I think we found out almost as much as I would like to have. And I say almost because, Sam Tapua, he bruised that knee up, so he didn't get this week of preparation. I really wanted to find out more how he was going to look playing center. Did a nice job at guard, really progressed at guard. I was sorry to see Clell Hasselbank get hurt tonight, and hopefully we can overcome that injury in a quick fashion is what I'm hoping. There was some juggling around that we got to do that, yes, I do think was good. And I saw them perform better together. And that's not going to really become, that front five, you need those five, but they also need to be a wall. You heard me say the wall of China a few times. They need to operate as a wall. And until it's the same five playing together the majority of the time, that's going to put that part of it off a little bit. But I'm seeing growth in what they're doing, and we'll get those things accomplished because they can still handle this growth, with each other and against our defensive line in the time time that the coaches that we don't get to spend with them this summer. And then when we get into fall camp, now we can start making that group come a little bit better together. And some of those guys that are a little bit young right now, this experience of spring ball, what they can do at the beginning of the summer, and in the weight room is going to help them when we get back on the field with the coaching staff August 4th, or excuse me, the 5th will be the first practice, and that's going to help us get that group going. So, yeah, I do like the growth. There could have been a little bit more, but that's more due to numbers and opportunity.
You talked to Big Mike at all since the draft news came out, and just your thoughts on the whole thing that went down?
Well, I'm going to tell you what, I couldn't be more excited for Mike Upati and his family. You know, there's a very deserving young man, a first-class young man. He played his tail off here and did it. He's a first-class person, so I'm happy for him. I told him, he was here at the scrimmage last Saturday, and when we got done with the scrimmage, he was walking out and said, I'll go ahead and I'm going to call you on draft day, but I'm not going to get through. That thing's going to be ringing. I'm just tell you right now, I love you. You're a great player. You're going to have a great career. Congratulations. So I told him last week. We haven't had to talk since then. I've been talking to all the media people about him since then, but he's doing great. We played a little phone tag. He's talked to Coach Finn, and he's excited as can be. From what I understand, he did a pretty nice job with his press conference today. And I know this much: he's chomping at the bit to get going. And I think the Niners got themselves a good one. And I know this much: the Niners gained themselves some new fans out this way.
Any idea what happened to 12?
I'm anticipating probably a broken ankle. So if that's the case, that's a good thing. So don't say, ooh. You know, that can get him back a little bit quicker. Bones heal better than other stuff.
You expecting Cosgrove back for the fall?
Oh, absolutely. If this was a ball game, Cos plays tonight. He's one tough son of a gun. It was just a burst sack in his knee. He's fine. So yes, he's going to be there. You know, we helped Jonah out this spring to take care of that. You know, he's got so many steps in that leg. If he's going to hunt a quarterback down, I want it to be the other guys and not our own. So that's why we held him out this spring. So yes, those guys are both going to be in full force, and you know, Cos is one tough son of a gun.
Thank you, Coach.
You got it. Thank y'all.
Coach, you talked a little bit about the atmosphere here at the spring game, the crowd and the excitement coming off the bowl season.
Well, the team has had a great excitement about the way that they've gone to work, and I think you saw the people that are here tonight. I think they're excited to see what's the 2010 version going to be like. Are we going to love it or not? You know, I think that's what everybody kind of wanted to see, and I think there's a lot of excitement about what's going on, a lot of expectation, and that's good. I'm glad there's finally expectation back in here like it belongs, like it once was, of what the future needs to be and what the success rate of this football team ought to be.